Hi everybody, I'm here with your weekend update. Just doing one this week because it is a Remember and Celebrate weekend, and I love when Remember and Celebrate coincides with a baptism weekend because that's really a theme then throughout the whole weekend for us. Like, we are remembering what we have learned about God and celebrating what He has done down in the basement, but we are also celebrating the transformation that God is still bringing into our lives upstairs. And this weekend, we have at least 2 volunteers and even 1 student who are going to be baptized at the services. So I think it's just a beautiful testimony of the work that God is doing in our children's ministry, that God's work doesn't stop at that staircase. It continues in the basement. And I love that because we know it and we see it. And just to be able to shed some light on that and bring that knowledge to the rest of our church family is a beautiful opportunity. And one of the baptisms really just kind of surprised me. I'm honored to be asked to baptize this young gal, but I didn't realize the impact that I had made to this kind of a point where she would want me to baptize her. And I think it just goes to show, like, you don't know the testimony your life is always portraying to other people. And I think that goes hand in hand with what Pastor Rick was teaching on last weekend. If we are living out of the overflow of Jesus in our lives, it's going to spill out on the people around us. And so I just think that's beautiful, and I love how that's coming about within our team of volunteers. Speaking of neighbors, I've done a fun thing this week. So we are wanting to continue our partnership with Spring Hill and just even build on the relationship that we have with not only our Spring Hill team, but also the kids at Ellis who come to camp. So this year we're sending every child who attended our camp a postcard, just saying how much we enjoyed spending the week with them and inviting them to come to church on the weekend so that we get to see them some more. And as I was filling out the addresses, I was so struck by how many neighbors came to Spring Hill. I mean, there were kids right next door to each other, across the street from each other, even in the same apartment building. So I just love that tight-knit community that already exists at Ellis, and just how those kids knew each other and they came together. They got to have a week where they learned about Jesus together. And now they are back still doing life together, but now they've got Jesus in their pocket or in their heart. So I just think it's really cool the way God worked that out. And even just looking at, who was in my neighborhood? Like, I knew this kid came. I didn't know the ones on the other street. So now I feel challenged myself to even reach out within my own neighborhood and say, hey, glad you were there. Like, we live around the corner from you. We should know each other. And Landon probably knows them. I'm just the one who doesn't. So again, it's Remember and Celebrate this weekend. It's baptisms this weekend. We have Night of Worship coming up on September 8th. It's right there on the calendar, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. And then you'll also notice Dawn and I have some notes here on Thursdays, starting September 12th and going through October 24th. We want to meet with you. We want to just gather each of the teams based on like your age group and your ministry area, and even just a separate session for our student volunteers. We want to just hang out with you for about an hour and a half on a Thursday night and just talk about, hey, what are we seeing in your rooms? Let's celebrate the cool stuff that God is doing in there. And we even want to just encourage you in your roles as well. So keep an eye out for your team's invitation to that Thursday night. It's just a one-night training thing. We really do want to connect with you and just spend some time together and encourage you. All right, so that is our weekend update for the weekend of August 24th and 25th, I think. Yes, 24th and 25th. I have to look at the calendar. I'm sorry. And then I just want to pray a blessing over you. This morning I was reading in Philippians chapter 1, verses 9 through 11, and this is Paul writing to the church in Philippi, and he says, "It is my prayer that your love may abound more and more with knowledge and all discernment, so that you may approve what is excellent, and so be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and praise of God." All right. May that be how you experience the Lord and how you overflow onto the world around you. I'll see you this weekend. Bye.